Welcome back to our Blueprint Series Plan Set 5 project here in SketchUp for Schools. In our previous episodes, we created the plot plan, we created the rough foundation for the sidewalk, driveway, and the porch in the house, and then we created the walls in our previous episode along with all of the door and window openings. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and put in the roof. First thing you want to do is make sure that everything is already a group. So we have our walls is one group, we have that foundation as another group, and then we have our plot, which is a third group. And if we go over here to our outliner panel, you'll see that we have all three of them there. We have our little person there as a component, so you can tell the difference between a component and a group in our outliner panel. And we went ahead and renamed these. You can rename them by right-clicking and going to rename. In our book, if you look at drawing 10, that's going to tell us the roof pitch for our house. The main pitch here on the roof is 7/12, which means that over the course of 12 feet, it's going to go up 7 feet. And then we have the porch over here that has a 2.5/12 pitch. We also have an overhang of 12 inches that we can see from one of the earlier drawings dealing with the elevation. So to go ahead and create our roof, we're going to go and click on the tape measure icon, and we're going to select the protractor tool. For the protractor tool, we're going to go to this corner here. Right now it's going around the blue axis. Hit the up arrow key, or the left arrow key, in order to change it to the green axis. Click in order to set where you want the protractor to be. We're going to drag over so that way we set it to 0. And then we're going to move up. With the arrow going up, we're going to type in 7:12. And that is our 7/12 pitch. Let's go back to our tape measure. Select that, hit the up arrow key, and we're going to type in 6, enter. Now we're simply going to draw in our board. We are overdrawing it to make sure that it is past a foot over here and past halfway point over here. Next, let's go to the back. We're going to select your tape measure. We're going to find the midpoint. You can always tell it's the midpoint by going to this side and then going to this side, and it should be 10'6". Here I'm going to create a 6-inch guide right there. Try it again. There we go, 6-inch guide right there. Then I'm going to drag over. Mine's along the red axis, and I'm going to type in 12. Enter for a 12-inch overhang. Let's take our line tool, and we're going to draw in a line there, and we're going to draw in a line there. Let's take our eraser tool and erase our overhangs. Next, let's take our push-pull tool. We're going to pull this to flush with this wall, and we'll pull this one flush with this wall. Next, triple click on this, right click, and we want to make this a component. Type in roof, click OK. Now we have 1/2 of our roof. So we're going to take our move tool, select the corner there, hit Control, drag it over. If we hover over the top with our move tool, we will see that we have little X's. These X's will only show up if it's a group or component. So you gotta make sure that it's a group or component first. In this case, we want it to be a component because we have more than one of them. That way, later on, whenever we change this one's automatically going to change and we don't need to do double the work. Select or click on the X and drag it all the way over 180 degrees. Select our little corner and we want to move that to our corner. Next, we're going to right click, edit our wall group. We're going to take our tape measure and I just want to create a quick guide along the top that is at 6 inches. And this is going to be kind of a marking point that we can draw our wall up. So click on the corner there. Use your mouse and keyboard shortcuts in order to pan and rotate around. Click on that top corner and go all the way down. We're inside this wall group, so once we did those 2 lines, we already had a line here, and so it filled in that space. Take your push-pull tool, pull that down. You can type in 6 inches, and now we can click on the eraser tool and we can actually erase that line. You have to be inside this group in order to erase that line. If we go to the other side, I'm going to erase that line, and we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. So take your tape measure. We're just going to create a 6-inch guide here. Again, this is 6 inches because our wall, exterior wall, is 6 inches thick. Take your line tool, and we're just going to draw in our 2 lines along the top. Once we have those 2 lines, it finishes up off all the sides. Take your push-pull tool, pull that down, and you can type in 6 or inference that outside edge, whatever is easier. We're going to erase those lines, and we'll erase the inside line here in a little bit. Let's go ahead and close that group. Let's go ahead and edit either side of the wall here, or the roof. We're going to take that roof and we're going to drag it out, type in 12, hit enter. Down here, we're simply going to take our line tool. We're going to draw in a line right there and right there. Let's go ahead and erase those 2 lines. Go over to the other side, and you'll see how this one has already started to change. Let's take this one out. 1 foot. Come over to the bottom part, and we're going to draw in our lines. So by making those components, we changed one part of the roof. The other part changed automatically because they are components. If we'd have made that into a group, it wouldn't change. We'd have to do that same thing with the other side. Next, let's go ahead and create the porch. So again, we're going to bring up our protractor tool, go over the corner here. It's already going to be green because we're going around that axis. Set your 0 point, and we're just going to go down this time, and we're going to type in 2.5:12. take your line tool and draw in our line. Select your tape measure, and we're going to go down. Select your down arrow key, and we're going to go 5 inches. Take your line tool, we're going to connect those. We also need to connect this line right here because again, this is a component or a group, so there is no line here. Once you have that, click on this corner here. We need to go from this point over. Our porch is 6 feet originally, so the ground is 6 feet, but we have a 12-inch overhang, so this is going to be 5 foot. So now we can come in here, draw in our line, and now we can come in here and erase. Next, let's go ahead and take our push-pull tool and pull this over, hover over that porch right there, and there we go. I'm going to edit this group right here and erase that right there. Here, let's go ahead and while we're here, we're going to drag up 6 inches. And let's change this a little bit. So let's type in 3 feet. And there we go. Next, let's go ahead and turn that roof into a group. Let's go over here to our outliner panel, right click, go to rename, and this is going to be porch. We have one small little piece that we want to take care of. I'm going to drag in here and we're going to go 6 inches, and we're going to go 2 inches. Let's go 6 inches over here. Over here, we're going to go over 3.5, 3.5. Now let's take our rectangle tool, draw in a rectangle. Select your push-pull tool, which is letter P, and we're going to pull this up to our roof. Take your selection tool, triple click on it, right click, let's make it a component. So this is going to be our porch post. Now what we're going to do is take our move tool, we're going to go to this right corner, click on it, hit Control. We're going to drag it all the way over, set it to our guide that we've already created. After you click, you're going to type in \2, enter, and that's going to create our center point as well. So if we did multiply, it would move it another one to the right. We wanted to divide this inner space, and so we put the divide key instead of the multiply key. Here, final things up. Let's go ahead and hold down Control, click on all 3 of these posts, right click, and let's turn that into a group. Let's go ahead and rename this one. This is going to be our porch posts. We can erase our guides, and there we have our porch and roof done. If we come over here, let's go ahead and hide the roof really quick, and we do have some lines to take care of. So let's go ahead and edit this group, erase that line and this line. So that finishes up this project. You'll want to make sure that you go in here and take your screenshots, make sure that you have the roof on and the roof off to see everything that's going on. And in our next episode, we will start creating some of the doors and windows and start finishing up with the textures and materials. Save your project. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more episodes in this playlist.